Morning, guys. Hey, pantry chat. Today's pantry chat is going to be about keeping track of what you have and different ways of doing that. And the reason you want to keep track of what you have is obviously, number one, to know what you have, to know how much you have of one single item. And if you're doing a lot of canning from your garden, you want to know, how many jars of tomatoes did I use this year? How many jars of potatoes did I go through, or carrots, things like that. And that will help you better plan your garden to know how many plants you have to plant, seeds you have to sow, and all that. So I'm going to go through a couple different ways that we generate a running record of what we have. But another thing I'm going to do today, and I'll take you along with me, not during construction phase, I'll just show you what it is now and show you what it will be in the end, because it'd be like a 4-hour video if I took you along with me, because sometimes I measure once, cut twice. You should measure twice, cut once. Anyway, that's how I build. Sometimes I build on the fly and I figure out I did something wrong. Anyway, but right behind me here, this is getting kind of messy for me. I actually have to get down here and do a whole cleanup. Things have just kind of been put places, and is what it is. And the hat today, all over the place as usual with me. It's freezing in Michigan right now, cold. We got lots of snow, so I got to wear a hat when I'm down here, which is good for all this stuff, just not good for this bald head. So anyway, check it out. Whoop, this way. Yeah, pick me up a new blue, whatever these are called. I don't know. I just love cooking and working with these. I've got an off yellow, like a real faded yellow color one too. That's really cool. I love them. I got that at my nephew's antique market in Parma, Michigan for $17. Killer deal. Anyway, but I'm just getting some. Sorry about that. I'm just getting a lot of different things that I don't have a place for. Different canned fruits that we've never really had a lot of. And my coffee is starting to overrun its shelving area. So, like I said, I'm going to put a shelf here for food to go on top of this shelf, and then these type of things right here will go up above. And I think I may even carry it over to this side, and maybe I might put my lamp oils way down here in the bottom corner, because that's, you very seldom ever use them. And I've got all that stuff in a spot right now where I could put other things. So, like I said, I'm going to show you guys the door with my chalkboard, running tally of what I have, and I'll explain to you how we use it. So let me move you over here. And I don't know. Okay, every time I'm down here, my well pump turns on. Every time I try to do a video, my well pump comes on. This time it was laundry. So anyway, what this door represents is everything we have in this room canned. Okay? Now, it doesn't have everything. It probably should, but it doesn't have everything. It has everything food, okay? We'll go that way. Okay, now, if you look on this row here, and it goes down to the lower part of the door also, is product. What do we have canned down here? What do we have store-bought canned down here? Things like that. The next row right here is, do we have it in quarts? Do we have it in pints, half pints, and miscellaneous? Miscellaneous meaning store-bought canned goods. Store-bought, the potatoes that I put in jars, things like that. So we basically start off with a number. So potatoes, we start out with 39 quarts of potatoes. Right now in blue, and I just started doing the blue, I have 24 quarts of potatoes left. Carrots, I start out with 41 quarts. I have 25 quarts of carrots. The reason they run pretty close is whenever I do a chicken, we put a couple quarts in each chicken as it's cooking. And there, it's wonderful that way. Okay, and then that goes all the way down, all the way to include the canned soups I buy from the store, the canned veggies I buy from the store, and whatnot. I've also got my vinegar counted in here, my Jiffy mix. I've got all my oatmeals, pancake mixes, and things like that. Now, so what you got to remember here is this is my pantry storage, but I've also got a stand-up freezer and I've got a chest freezer. Now, I don't have a chalkboard door next to each one of those, but I do have a registry of what's in those. And one thing I got to tell you about our freezers is everything is in there proportion to what we're going to have for a meal. Like when I butchered my chickens this year, I put 25 whole chickens in there, and we usually eat one a week. So we're getting down on chickens. I'm going to have enough to still have a chicken a week until I have baby chicks that are ready to butcher and take their place. I've also got like we have a lot of pork roasts, so I have pork roasts in there. And then what my deer harvest, it all didn't go in jars this year. I did have lots of steaks and I burgered a lot, and that's in there also. But I know how much I have. I wish I could tell you I had a whole bunch of bluegill and a whole bunch of walleye in there, but that'd be my buddy Larry. Shout out to Larry and Deb. Anyway, here we are doing this, and I know we've already planned our garden. I know, let's see, where are stewed tomatoes? I got 21 quarts of stewed tomatoes. Yeah, I got to grow some tomatoes so I can have more stewed tomatoes. But I also have to grow celery, and I have to grow onions because those go in stewed tomatoes. Now, whole tomatoes, I got 104 quarts of whole tomatoes. I don't need to grow 40 tomato plants this year. I'll probably cut my tomatoes probably by a quarter. I'll probably only do maybe 10 or 12 tomato plants this year. But I am going to grow other tomatoes to make tomato sauce with, a tomato paste and things like that, which is a totally different tomato. But this really helps me in knowing what I need. Like when I need to go to the grocery store. Do I need to buy flour this time? Well, let's see. I'll come down to flour. Right now I've got 8 gallon jars full of flour. I'm pretty good on flour. I still buy flour because if the crap hits the fan, I want to make bread and other things with flour. So flour is just one of those prep items that you always have on hand. But again, the list is perfect. It works great for me. And yeah, I've had a couple brush ups against it because on the other side of the store is my laundry room, and if I'm going in and out and somebody's doing laundry, it can get bumped, but that's okay. It's not a great big deal. It's all still there. Now I also, about every week, I'll come down and I'll take a picture of it. So I've also got a picture of it for proof that I have it, in case something drastic were to happen with it. So let me get busy on these shelves over here, and when I get them done, I will come back to you. And then I just got a few other things I want to say. It may not be pantry related, but it is a pantry chat. Does that have to be pantry related? Why don't you guys put something down in the comments on what you'd like to hear. I know it's labeled Pantry Chat, and I always want to have something about the pantry on there, but if you guys want to hear more about, living the life that we live, the way we live it, why we live it, it's all, what makes a real homesteader? If you grow rosemary on your windowsill, you don't got to go buy rosemary. You're starting. Grow a little garden, a container garden. You're starting. Call it homesteading if you want. Be a homesteader if you want. But, I think I might look up in the dictionary, what is the definition of a homesteader? I might disappoint myself. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, I'm going to get on these shelves, and when I'm done with them, I'll come back to you guys, and we'll chat about a couple other things, and then we'll call her good. See you in a little while. All right, guys, so I think you're gonna like what I did. Before I take you over there and show you that, I just want to mention one more thing about the pantry and what can really help you out in a lot of things. And I'm 57. I retired a year ago from the United States Postal Service. I actually have never been an organized person. I've always wanted to be, but when I was driving an hour one way to work, raising animals, raising a family, I had a side business in taxidermy for a while. I didn't have time to be organized, and organized is the word I'm wanting to let you guys in on. Had I taken the time to be organized, I could have done a lot more with my time. That's why I'm so particular about what goes on down in this room, because this room is super, super important to my family and my extended family. So to know what I have, to know where it's at, I've said it before, everything's got a place, everything in its place. Makes life so much easier, and I'm finally getting there. I'm finally getting there. My dad used to have all his tools in little baby food jars on the rafters above his workbench, and I thought that was so cool. I've done that. It's great. Now I've got different storage bins now in my shop, but in the pantry, organization lets you know what you have. A chart, a registry, whatever you want to call it, lets you know what you have, and that's super, super important. So let me come over here and show you what I did today. Okay, so I changed that shelf there. So I've got my yellow one. Oh, I can't figure out which way to move my hand here. The blue one and the white one, where it's over there. This is really weird for me. And then as you can see, I moved my let me get right up here with you. I've got all my oil lamps stored up here now, our canned fruit, our canned meats, and cheesecake, because everybody's got to have that in an emergency. Our tomato sauce and different condiments. This is a growing thing. I've never really pushed this too much in my preps, but I am now. Pantry, preps, whatever you want to call it. And of course the Java corner. Move over to this side. We got peanut butter and crackers, because that's a must. And then my big pots for canning, and my other canner had to jump up here. But I've got like more room now. All of my oil, my lamp oil went way down on the bottom shelf, way down there. So I cleared up some room for chicken stock. My next thing that I really want to work on is this right here. This is all of our first aid stuff, soaps, hand wash, stuff like that. Aspirin, allergy relief stuff, Tylenol, Motrin, all that. Chapstick, toothpaste, toothbrushes, everything that has to do with hygiene and health. I've got it all. I think I'm doing pretty well. I just have to organize it better. And I think I'm going to dedicate a shelf every stinking time I'm doing a video down here, my well pump comes on. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do the plastic tote thing for like items in first aid. First aid isn't necessarily a pantry item per se, but to have it stored in your pantry where you know it's at, where you know you can get to it, is a good thing. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here today. Got any ideas? Let me know. I'll be glad to talk about anything you guys want to talk about, pantry-wise, homestead related, anything. If you want this just to be about pantry, let me know that too. If not, maybe I can start a different weekly thing on something else. I am going to start doing one. It might be, I think it's going to be weekly, and it's going to be on how to use those leftovers. So anyway, here at Hodgepodge Homestead, We love changing up our pantry, making more room for different things, and you guys should too. See you later.